and thank you for joining us for the December Community Connection. I'm Brian Strand. There are many new faces around City Hall, and one of those faces belongs to Alyssa Trumbauer in the Fridley Recreation Department.
Hi, my name is Alyssa Trumbauer, and I am the new Fridley Recreation Coordinator. Here in the Recreation Department, our goal is to provide fun, safe, and accessible programs for all residents and visitors. These programs include sports leagues, art classes, and special events. This winter, we are happy to announce some returning special events and new programs, including Winterfest, Esports, and indoor volleyball leagues and ice fishing. Winterfest 2022 will be held from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Saturday, January 22nd at the Springbrook Nature Center. This is a free event with food, outdoor activities, and lots of family fun. Outdoor activities will take place throughout the week, including an intro to ice fishing event on January 17th. Park passports will be available again this year, so be sure to check our website for updated event information, activities, and printable passports. You can earn points for each passport activity, and the highest point earners will win grand prizes. Fridley Recreation is also excited to announce the new North Metro Esports League and North Metro Indoor Volleyball Leagues that will be taking place this winter. The first esports leagues will take place on weekday evenings between January 24th and March 18th in partnership with GG Leagues. You will be able to register for the season and participate in as many leagues as you choose. Games will include Madden 21, Rocket League, Fortnite, and Super Smash Bros. We are especially excited that these are safe and fun esports competitions designed for players of all ages. GG Leagues will have tournament administrators and referees present to enforce rules and ensure the safety of all players. Most importantly, we will make sure that everyone is having a fun time. The deadline to enroll online is January 10th. If you don't like big events or online games, that's not a problem. Fridley Recreation has partnered with New Brighton and Spring Lake Park to offer the new North Metro Indoor Volleyball Leagues. All games will be held from 6 to 10 p.m. at Highview Middle School gyms. Games will take place Monday and Wednesdays from January 10th through March 16th. There is a co-ed league and a women's league. More information and registration are available on our website as well. We are offering returning programs for December, including the Digital Time Capsules, Winter Lights Contest, and Santa Calls. Participate in Fridley Park and Recreation's free time capsule to freeze a current memory. In 5 years, you will be sent an email that has all of your thoughts, experiences, or photos that you have at the time you filled out the form on our website. In addition, registration ends December 6th for our Winter Lights Contest. Help spread holiday cheer by decorating the exterior of your home. Entries will be placed on a map so that residents and visitors can create their own custom lights tour around town. Maps will be available and winners will be announced on December 16th. Lastly, add some joy this holiday season with Santa Calls. Kids can make a wish list, guardians submit it on the Recreation website, and Santa will make a phone call on December 14th from 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. To register for any of the programs I mentioned, you can visit our website at fridleymn.gov/recreation or call the Recreation office at 763-572-3570. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to seeing you and your family at our winter programs. Happy holidays.
The City of Fridley has funds available to help you replace older water fixtures in your home, including washing machines and toilets.
Have you been putting off fixing that leaky toilet? Has your washer been going off balance or not getting your clothes as clean as you'd like? Maybe you have noticed that your water bill is a little higher than you'd like. Well, it's not too late to take advantage of the Water Efficiency Rebate Program offered here at the city in partnership with Metropolitan Council and the Clean Water Land and Legacy Amendment. But time is running out. We wanted to take an opportunity to remind you that this program is still going on and funding is still available. The program will be ending at the end of April 2022, or if funding runs out in the next few months. Winter is a great time to tackle your pesky home projects. So now is the time to fix those toilets and washers. Make sure your toilets are labeled with a WaterSense EPA label and the washing machines are Energy Star rated. These products are wonderful ways to conserve water, and you will be surprised at how much you will be saving on your water bills. Contact me at the city to get your application. Turn it back in with proof of purchase of your water-saving item, and then we'll credit your utility bill. We'd also like to thank all who have participated in this rebate program to date. We have saved thousands of gallons of water thanks to these energy-saving fixtures being installed. You are preserving the city's drinking water for many years to come. We do hope to be able to offer this program again in the future, so please stay tuned.
Electric vehicles are becoming more popular, and maybe even you are considering one for yourself, but you have questions. Recently, Rachel Workin visited with 2 Fridley residents about their electric vehicles.
Last month, we were at the Fridley Civic Campus looking at the new electric vehicle charger that's open to the public. This month, we're out in the neighborhood talking to Fridley residents that own electric vehicles about their experiences. I'm joined today with Justin and Jessie Hull, who own 2 electric vehicles and have owned them for about a year now. Just wanting to hear about your experience as EV owners. Can you tell us a little bit about the electric vehicles that you own?
Yeah, well, we've got 2. We've got the van, it's a Chrysler Pacifica, and Chevy Bolt, which is a little hatchback. And I guess we got the Chrysler first because we wanted to get a minivan, and we had a hybrid SUV before that. And we really wanted to get a plug-in vehicle. We actually went to a dinner at Brook, presented by his name's Jan. He's in like the EV community, and his big takeaway was if you're gonna buy a hybrid, make sure it is a plug-in hybrid.
Can you tell me a little bit more about what a plug-in hybrid is?
Yeah, so it's like a regular hybrid, and it's got like the electric motor and a gas motor, but the battery is much bigger. So what you can do is plug it in at night, and then when you first drive the car, you'll get X amount of miles range on all electric. So the van will go about 30 miles all electric before it goes back into like a regular hybrid mode that's similar to other hybrids on the road.
So it's a little bit of the best of both worlds then.
Yeah, very much so. I think it's, if somebody's thinking about doing an electric vehicle and they're not quite sure if they want to go full into all electric, it's a great first step to take. You get used to like plugging it in, and then you get to kind of reap that reward by being able to drive around town and do your errands on all electric without having to use the gas. To be honest, we haven't filled the gas tank. It's now November. We haven't filled it up since July.
Oh, wow.
Which is amazing.
So even though you have the option to go gas, so you've mainly been using electric with this vehicle.
Absolutely. I've kind of made it a goal to drive more electric miles in 2021 than gas miles, and so far I think I'm doing pretty well.
Great. And can you tell us a little bit about the other electric vehicle that you own?
Yeah, I've got a Chevy Bolt. It's a small hatchback. It's all electric, no gas motor like the hybrid. I chose it because it's got a really good range for the price that you pay. It gets, in the summertime at least, over 250 miles to a charge. Yeah, in the winter it's probably going to be a little bit less, but I'm kind of prepared for that mentally at least.
The planning department has been driving a Chevy Bolt for the past few months, and we really love it. So Fridley residents may see some city staff in a Bolt as well. Where do you charge your vehicles?
So we charge both vehicles at home, and since we work from home, they're always charged and ready to go. I work from the office 2 days a week, so I charge my van at home, get to work in about 17 miles, all on electric, charge at work because they do provide electric chargers, actually the same brand that we have here, and charge it all day at work, and then turn around and drive it right back home. And I haven't, like Justin said, haven't had to use gas since July. We're on the same tank.
Oh, that's great. So we charge the city's electric vehicle using a mix. Sometimes we just plug it right into a wall outlet. Sometimes we use the charge point charger. When you charge at home, what are you using to charge the vehicle?
We had a Clipper Creek dual charger installed into our garage, so we can actually charge both vehicles at the same time on a schedule. So one car will charge like at 9 p.m. One car will charge at like 3 a.m. So then it's ready to go the next day. But both cars have kind of what you call, I guess, travel chargers to take with you if you are out and about, so you can just plug it into any outlet.
Okay. Do you ever worry about running out of charge when you're in the car?
I don't worry about the van, of course, because if we run out of charge, it just switches over to a hybrid mode. For the Bolt, it really has never been an issue in town because of the 250-mile range. I'm not really going to run out of that unless I'm going on a road trip.
Have you ever taken the Bolt on a road trip?
Yeah, I've actually driven it to Chicago, and so what I did on the way there is I would, and the way back, stop at DC fast charging stations, so I could go, about 200 miles, and I would always want to leave a buffer, to make sure I can get to the next charging station. Do a fast charge. It usually is between, for that particular car, at least probably a half hour of charging. And that's enough to get you to the next stop. I really only stopped twice on the way to Chicago, so it isn't terribly inconvenient. I had lunch on one of the longer charges, and in the other one I just went shopping.
How do you know where to charge your car?
I use an app on my smartphone called PlugShare. They also have a website that has an excellent trip planning tool, and you can tell it how much range your electric car has, and it'll tell you what stops are in range to stop and quote-unquote fill up. And it was really easy to plan my trip so I know exactly where I'm going to stop and when on the way there and on the way back.
Do you have any concerns about driving in winter?
I do have concerns about driving it in the winter just because of the range. It does decrease with the colder that the air gets. So the van right now, while the mileage is still the same going into the office, I am actually having to charge right away when I get into work because I tend to turn the heat up and that eats up the battery life. But the good thing about it is that the vehicles heat up a whole heck of a lot faster than a regular gasoline vehicle. I can add on the Bolt. The Bolt is fun because it's got a few little extras so you don't have to run the heat, meaning the steering wheel will heat up right away and your seat will always start on hot when you first turn the car on. So it's kind of like an automatic, ooh, you're in and it's warm without the air. It's trying to teach you to warm up in other ways so you're not using up all that energy right off the bat, whereas the van isn't smart enough to do that yet. Perhaps the new models are, but not mine.
I've noticed that too, that we're charging a little bit more often, but it's so easy to charge with just being able to plug in right where you park that, it still works out okay and we get where we need to go. Have you noticed any differences with maintenance of an electric vehicle as compared to a traditional gas car?
I haven't, actually. Honestly, the only thing that we've done for maintenance is an oil change on the van about, sadly, a year ago because I don't drive very many miles, and car washes. That's all the maintenance we've done on the vehicles so far.
How about any oil changes on the Bolt?
No, since it doesn't have an internal combustion engine, there really is no oil to speak of, but it does have a fairly extensive cooling system to cool and actually warm up the batteries and all the electrical components. So I think it's probably once every 5 years they ask you to do a coolant flush to make sure things are running smoothly.
Is there anything that surprised you about owning an electric vehicle or anything else that is important to know?
I don't really think about range. I think a lot of people think about that at time of purchase, but really driving it around town for everyday stuff, range really doesn't play a factor. It's really only for road trips. So it's so convenient to just plug it in at home, take it wherever you need to go, and then plug it in again when you need more range.
Well, thanks so much for all of the great information. For more info on electric vehicles, visit driveelectricmn.org and stop by the Fridley Civic Campus to charge up.
Cold weather is here, and so is Christmas decorating season. The Fridley Fire Department has some fire safety tips for you.
I'm James Lang, Fire Marshal with Fridley Fire Department, here to give you some helpful tips about using space heaters this winter. First of all, if you can avoid using a space heater by adjusting your thermostat, that's what we would suggest. It's much safer than any space heater. However, if you do decide to use a space heater, it's a good idea to make sure that you plug it directly into the outlet, not into an extension cord. Please make sure to not leave space heaters unattended, and always keep any flammable materials at least 3 feet away from the space heater in all sides. When you're done using the space heater, switch it off and unplug it, and that is the safest way to use a space heater to heat your home during this holiday season. Thank you.
Heating equipment is the second leading cause of home fires and home fire deaths in the U.S. Portable and stationary space heaters, including wood stoves, were involved in 1/3 of the heating fires and 4 out of 5 of the fire deaths. Also, more than half of the home heating fire deaths resulted from fires that started when heating equipment was too close to things that could burn. These statistics show how important it is to use and maintain your home heating systems and equipment properly.
Have your heating equipment and chimney cleaned and inspected every year by a qualified professional. Keep anything that can burn at least 3 feet away from heating equipment. This includes furnaces, fireplaces, wood stoves, and portable space heaters. Remember to turn off portable heaters when leaving the room or going to bed. For more safety information this winter, visit www.nfpa.org/winter and www.usfa.fema.gov/winter.
If you are going to put a Christmas tree up this year, an artificial tree is a safer option than a natural real tree. Because of their nature, they are fire retardant. You would want to make sure before you purchase one that it says that it is fire retardant on the labeling. If you are going to put up a real tree or a natural tree, it needs to be watered every day. This is very important because while there aren't a lot of Christmas tree fires in terms of call volume every year, the ones that do happen are very devastating. So in order to keep your tree hydrated and keep it from drying out, you need to water it every day. Lastly, another important thing to remember is to use LED lights instead of incandescent lights. They don't get as hot or draw as much power, so they're just a safer option. So from all of us here at Fridley Fire Division, have a safe and happy holiday season.
Sidewalk salt is a nice safety tool. But the salt doesn't disappear with the ice. It moves on to our rivers, lakes, and streams. Stop by the Springbrook Nature Center and take a look at the display on loan from the Minnesota Pollution Control Agency to learn more about how salt contributes to contamination of our waterways. The Coon Creek Watershed District is studying this very problem. You can sign up to help test for chloride contamination in our area.
Hi, I'm Britta Dornfeld with the Coon Creek Watershed District, and I'm here at Springbrook Creek. In 2019, the Watershed District did a study of water bodies throughout the district in the winter to find out what the levels of chlorides were in them. Springbrook Creek was one of the creeks we identified as having too high of a level of chloride. Chloride pollution is a growing problem in Minnesota, and in the metro, a lot of our chloride pollution comes from winter de-icing salts. We're now trying to find out if there's chloride hotspots throughout the district that we can target for salt use optimization projects. That's where you all come in. In 2019, we started a citizen chloride monitoring project where local residents can go out and sample either a local water body or just their curbside a few times throughout the winter to figure out what the level of chlorides are in their water. That data then goes to the Water Reporter app, and we've actually partnered with the Isaac Walton League's Winter Salt Watch program to collect that data, so it not only comes to us, but also goes to a national database that looks at the problem of chloride pollution. If you're interested in participating in the program, please contact me, Britta Dornfeld, at 763-258-7305 or at bdornfeld@cooncreekwd.org. Let me know you're interested in the program and tell me a good address that I can send a chloride monitoring kit to. If you become part of our chloride monitoring program, the chloride kit that you receive will have 3 parts. It will have a bag with chloride test strips in it, a postcard that has a conversion chart on one side and sampling instructions on the other side, and a piece of paper that details different reporting instructions. To sample, you'll want to select a nearby water body or just your local curbside, whichever is safest for you. You want to wait until we've had a few snows throughout the winter to start sampling. When you're sampling, a good time to go out and sample the water is either during a period of melting or after a winter rainfall. Once you've selected the water body you're going to sample from, and it's a good time to sample, take a cup or a glass down to the water. Before you sample, you'll want to rinse out your cup with the water you're sampling 3 times. Once you're completely rinsed, fill your cup up with only about an inch of water, so that's about a knuckle of water, because you don't want too much water as your test strip cannot be completely submerged. Then take your test strip, put it in the water, and wait. Once you've put your strip in the water, you'll need to wait until it's completely calibrated. You can tell that this strip is completely calibrated because the top line on it has turned a navy blue. Compare it to this uncalibrated test strip where the top line is still light yellow. Once your test strip is completely calibrated, which can take up to 10 minutes, you can take it out and put it on your postcard next to the conversion chart. And then you're ready to report. Take a picture of your postcard, including the conversion chart and the strip, and upload that picture to the Water Reporter app. When you make your new post, make sure to include hashtag #saltwatch and hashtag #CCWD in the comments of your post, and make sure that the location is where you sampled. Then you're done. This can be a lot to remember, but don't worry. The back of this postcard has instructions on how to sample, and the kit also has instructions on how to report. As always, if you have any questions, also feel free to contact me. Even if you're not part of our chloride monitoring program, there are a few simple steps we all can take to reduce our salt use. You can remember these with the 4 S's: shovel, select, scatter, and sweep. Shovel just refers to removing as much snow manually as possible before you use a salting product. If you have a stubborn piece of ice that you can't get rid of manually, the next thing to do is to make sure that you're selecting the correct salting product for the temperatures. I have here some common rock salt. This is actually only effective at temperatures above 15 degrees Fahrenheit, and that's for the pavement, not for the air temperature. There are some salt products that work at lower temperatures. However, if it's too cold, consider using sand instead. It doesn't provide melting, but it does provide traction. The next idea is to scatter. So if you've selected the correct product for the temperatures and it's warm enough to use salt, make sure that you're scattering those grains widely, leaving about 3 inches of space in between each salt grain to maximize melting. Finally, if you have some salt left over when all of your ice is melted, sweep it up and reuse it. You should also sweep up and reuse sand. However, don't mix salt and sand together because they cancel each other out. If you don't do your own winter maintenance, consider using a Smart Salting certified contractor to do your winter maintenance work. You can find a list of these contractors on the Minnesota Pollution Control Agency's website. Thank you all for doing your part to continue to maintain public safety while reducing your salt use.
The Fridley History Center is having a kindergarten art fair on December 11th from 11 to 3, and they will be having a Christmas tree which will be decorated by the Girl Scouts. Santa will bring treats, and everyone is welcome. Stop in and visit the Fridley History Center the 2nd and 4th Saturdays of the month, unless it falls on a holiday like Christmas. That's it for this month's Community Connection. We'll see you again in 2022. Be sure to subscribe to email updates and follow the City of Fridley on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Twitter. I'm Brian Strand. Thank you for watching Fridley Municipal Television. This has been a production of Fridley Municipal Television, Channel 17. Thanks for watching.